In this series, I'm starting over as a broke level 1 player with the goal of becoming a GTA Online veteran. But in order to do so, I'll have to complete every objective on this list while having a limit of 2 hours a day to play. So with that being said, welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches 2-hour edition. In today's episode, I'm going to be spending over $6 million on the best car in the entire game. And that is the Vigilante for $3.75 million, but we will have to spend a lot more to get it fully upgraded and ready to go. Now, as you can see, I have $7 million currently, which is enough to buy it all, but the way that I got that money is by doing multiple Cayo Perico heists over the past couple days. I did 5 in total, with the worst one paying out to just under 900 grand after the setup fee was considered, and the best one I made paid out almost 1.5 million. In that time, I also sold off my bunker stock for 220k and sold off a full acid lab in a full public lobby for $500,000. But now that we've gone over how I made my $7 million, let's now pick up the Vigilante. I'm really excited. This is a rocket-powered vehicle. It is insane. Of course, it is based off the Batmobile, and I'll show you guys how useful it could be for many missions in the game. But in order to make it really useful, we will also have to get to the Mobile Operations Center, which did become available to us once we bought the bunker, because we're gonna have to get a vehicle workshop within it. So we got the weapon and vehicle workshop. That is going to be another $2.2 million. This will allow us to put missiles and whatnot on the Vigilante. And here is the new car, the beautiful Vigilante. It is a great looking car, but also a really cool car in game. So as you can see, it has decent traction, obviously, decent speed, but we have the rocket boost here if we press in on the left joystick, and you can see just how fast we could go. Now, the Vigilante would be great for something like the Cluckin farm raid, which you need an armored vehicle for, some of the setup missions, and it would help you get around the map a lot faster, but there are some other better applications for it once you have the missiles attached to it. So let's head over to the MLC and do that now. So here we are in the back of the MLC. As you can see, we could upgrade the armor of the vehicle, although not much because we are a low level. We could get higher brakes, a better engine, but the thing that matters the most is we head over here to weapons and we put on missiles only for $180,000. And this is going to make the vehicle the best vehicle in the game, at least in my opinion. And the main reason why is, 1, it's a very fun vehicle to use, to be completely honest, but 2, because of how good the homing missiles are on the Vigilante, and because it is a fast vehicle, mixed with the fact that it is fairly armored, or at least it's hard to be shot at. Overall, for missions where you can use personal vehicles, like some of the Dr. Dre missions, like some of the auto shop contracts, you're not supposed to be able to use them, but you can. Using a vehicle like this is by far your best option. So let's switch over to the missiles, and we will just take a shot here, and look at that. Easy as you like. Now, of course, we're not locking on to anybody because we don't have any enemies around us, but the missiles on this car is crazy. Take that guy out there. Good, now we have the cops on us. Now let's go find some cops, and I could show you guys how good the lock-on missiles are. There you go. Look how simple that was. Locked on right away, tracked them down, no problems at all. We have another cop coming up over here. Just missed him because there was someone in the way, but still, another one right there. Look, look how good those lock-on missiles are. It's actually unfair. I mean, look how, even from that far away, these missiles are insane. So we're going to use these for a couple different things today. The first one is going to be with the Dr. Dre contract. And the mission in the Dr. Dre contract that it is very useful for is the finale of the High Society leak. So I haven't started up the 2 setups. I'll go through them quickly. We'll get right to the finale and I'll show you exactly how you could use it because it makes the finale so easy. Okay, so I just completed the 2 setups. Now we're going to get into the finale. So for this finale, we're going to be crashing the party of a billionaire, and we're going to have to go in there and destroy as many things as possible in order to intimidate the billionaire to finally leave the party via a helicopter. Now, usually we would chase after him, shoot him down with a homing missile or with a sniper, and that would be good. But this time we're going to chase him down with the Vigilante and with our crazy homing missiles. Now, the way to get the Vigilante here is to head over to your contacts, call up the mechanic, and request the Vigilante ahead of time. Now, I could bring it into the party and use it to help destroy things, but instead what I prefer to do is I just leave the Vigilante here, which is going to be the escape point that I use to get out of the actual party itself, and then enter with the lawyer's car and do everything else the normal way. Well, somehow I already alerted all the guards, which is never a good thing, so I'm going to drop off the car here in the central part of the compound, or of the mansion here, and then get to the normal vantage point. So ideally you'd get to this vantage point here without alerting any of the guards, but because I did, we're just gonna have to start going at them from here. All we have to do is start tossing grenades out there, blow up as many cars as possible. We could also go here and detonate the bomb in the luxury car that we brought in. There you go. And the rest is pretty easy. Just destroy as many things as possible, but do leave one car free. So one of these supercars here, I'm going to try to leave undamaged. There you go. We've intimidated the billionaire enough for him to leave the mansion. Now we got our vigilante and we're going to chase down the helicopter. And here we are with the helicopter. And as you can see, we auto locked onto it. There is one. There is going to be number 2 as well. And that's it. That is all the damage we have to deal to the helicopter and we are good to go. There's now going to be a checkpoint or a waypoint that we have to reach over here. So I'm going to drive over to it ahead of the helicopter so that we get there faster. And of course, having the rocket boost helps a lot as it does make this trip a lot faster. There you go. The helicopter is going to crash. Now we head over to the crash site. Just give this guy here a little present. There you go. Good enough. We'll take the cell phone. And now from here, we could drive all the way back to the agency, but we will be chased down by some guards, I guess you could call them. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to jump Fort Zank. Okay, well, shit. As I was saying, I'm going to jump Fort Zancudo. I'm going to go at a pretty steep angle. Steep. I'm making up new words here. I'm going to go at a pretty steep angle because we don't want to jump over Fort Zancudo. And now we could head over and steal one of the fighter jets. We now have a fighter jet, and now we could fly back to the agency. Now, usually this mission is considered to be the hardest out of the entire Dr. Dre contract, which is why using the vigilante is such a big deal and why it makes it 100% worth it. And there you go, that is the end of the mission. Now we could complete the rest of the Dr. Dre contract today, but we have seen that already in the series, so I'm going to complete the rest of it on one of my off days. It will pay us out $1.1 million in total, which is great money. But let's now move on to the other thing that the vigilante is really useful for, and that is the Super Dolo Deal Auto Shop contract. Now, once again, I'm going to skip through the setups, and then we're going to get right into the finale, and I'll show you just how good the vigilante is for this specific finale. Okay, so the 2 setups are done. We are now ready for the finale, but in order to use the vigilante in the finale, I first have to take it over to this garage here, because you could only use personal vehicles from standalone garages during the finale. So you could use any of these personal vehicles. It could be an Oppressor Mark II, it could be a normal Oppressor, the Toreador, the Vigilante, it does not matter. Just make sure you have it in that garage. There you go, it's now inside here with the Duke of Death. Now we can start up the finale. Now during the finale, the personal garages will not show up on the map, so you're going to have to remember where it is. But luckily for me, mine is very close, so we'll drive over to it now. Pick up the vigilante and then head over to the transporter. Okay, so now that I have the vigilante, I just set a waypoint to try to intercept the transporter way up on the highway. And of course, because we have the rocket boost, we should get there fairly quickly. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. How did that even happen? Okay, so we're coming up behind the transporter here. We have our missiles out. The first thing I'm going to take down is that helicopter there. Look how easy that was. We're now going to have to take out the convoy around the transporter. That is number 1. There you go. Take out convoy number 2. And they just, look how crazy that homing missile is. Now they're going to take a few more, but the transport itself also needs to take some missiles. So we're going to shoot it a couple more times here. I think it's going to take 1 or 2. Yep, there you go. That is it. Now all we have to do is take out the guards following us. They're going to take maybe 1 or 2 more. Okay, they're really tanking it. And we're done. Perfect. So look how easy that was. Probably in 30 seconds to a minute, we were able to take out everybody around the convoy and the transporter itself. Now we could get inside, take the printing plates, and get out of here. We have to take out the 2 guards that are here. Good. Guard number 2. Perfect. Now we could grab the printing plates. There you go, we got all 4. Now we have to bring them back to the client. And once again, to make things fast, I'm going to jump the fence here at Fort Zancudo, grab a helicopter, not a helicopter, grab a fighter jet and take off down to Los Santos. And there are no fighter jets in here. I really should have thought that through. Well, I just wasted time. How the fuck do I get out of here? I screwed myself, didn't I? Oh! Saved. I thought I was stuck in... Oh no, we're gonna land in water, aren't we? I thought I was stuck in there, but I finally found a way out. Look at that, now we can get home. or not home, to the client, whatever. You know what I mean? This is actually just a shit show. I don't know what's going on here. All right, we're gonna hit a sick jump here. And, okay, you know, I get the car to be efficient, and I'm doing everything not to be efficient, or ever, whatever. All right, I don't know where this leads me, but I'm... Try that again. I don't know where this leads me, but I'm going for it. Okay. It's gonna lead me onto a roof. Sick. Landed it, landed it, landed it. Yes. And there you go, we finally reached the buyer. I'm super sick nasty with this car, man. There you go, $166,000. And of course, as I wanted to show in this video, the Vigilante made that mission a lot easier. But I think what I did today showed just how good the Vigilante is. It can be so useful for so many different missions. But on top of that, it is a very fun vehicle to drive. It has great homing missiles, and all around, I think it is one of, if not the best vehicle in the entire game. But with that being said, we have 40 minutes on the clock, and I have just over $1 million. Now, I do want to get some more money for the next business that I will be buying in the next episode, but there's only really one great way to make money right now with our confined time, and that is going to be the Cayo Perico heist. It does mean I'm going to end up going roughly 10 minutes over our time today, but as we know, we allowed that kind of extension, so let's head over to the Kasaka submarine and get into a Cayo Perico heist. So here we are at the planning board, $100,000 to set it up. We are going to go through it very quickly. I will not show you all of these setups. I will show you the finale since we've done the setup so often. But the Cayo Perico heist, I think, is going to be the... Probably, it will make up like 80% of the money, maybe 70% of the money that we make in the entire series, because with the 2-hour time constraint, there's really not much you could do, or there aren't many options when it comes to making lots of money very quickly. So luckily, we're actually already at Grapeseed. Let's head over, get to Cayo Perico, and figure out what our primary and secondary targets are. Okay, so for secondary targets, we have the marijuana right there, and we got some of that good white powder there as well. So decent secondary targets. Let's now check the shed over here. We have some great sniffing powder there as well, so let's go and figure out the primary target. Okay, the moment of truth, pink diamond, no. The amount of times I've got the tequila, it's crazy. Okay, so we're probably gonna have or make around 900,000, maybe $1 million. And the final take is 1.05 million. I will say that they've ruined Cayo Perico with those payouts, but it does mean that after the setup cost is taken into account, we made $950,000 from that heist. But that is all we could do in today's episode. Today was a very productive episode though, because we got the Vigilante, so another thing checked off the GTA Online checklist, but we got it because it is, in my opinion, the best car in the entire game. I showed you many ways that we could use it, how it's very useful, and overall, I just really enjoy driving it in general. Great handling, rocket boost, all of that, and on top of that, we now have roughly $2 million, which should be enough to buy the next business in the next episode. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think the business is. But with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.